Tov Dalet, page 64. Okay? Shulchan Aruch 64, Halacha Dalet, Hilchos Tefillin. Sorach shit tefillin olav b'shas Kriya Shema Tefillah. Here, you should be wearing tefillin when you say Kriya Shema and when you say the Shemona Esrei. Kriya Shema, the Gemara says. Person says Kriya Shema without tefillin, where you have tefillin. It's kilu heid edu shek abatzmo. You say Kshaltam lo say yodech totov has been if you're not wearing tefillin. So it's like false testimony, right? You didn't put on. You have the tefillin, you're not putting them on. If it's a question of what Zman Kriya Shema, that if you don't say Kriya Shema now before you put on tefillin, you're going to miss it. So of course you don't put on your tefillin, right? Or Shabbos you're not able to put on. You're not permitted to wear tefillin. But if you can wear tefillin, you say the Kriya Shema without tefillin, then it becomes a problem. Even though there are times, like let's say a person Sunday, davens, it's within this man, but according to the Magen Avram, it's earlier. The Zman, the Vilna Gaon is a little bit later. So you say Kriya Shema before you go to shul. You're not wearing your tefillin yet. You first put them on. Again, that's not made Edu Sheker. It's not, because really you're following. You just want to be Yotzei the Magen Avram just in case, right? And you say Kriya Shema. It's a conditional Kriya Shema.
You say that?
Yeah.
Are we saying wearing tefillin whether not a bracha or it has to be with the bracha?
Tefillin something else. Tefillin, of course, say bracha.
No, I'm saying, can you wear the tefillin? Are you Yotzei wearing the tefillin? You haven't said the bracha yet.
What bracha?
Because sometimes I remember I used to go to a minyan that would say you would put the tefillin on without the bracha because it was so
too early.
And they'd say, and then after.
Yeah, but when they were ready to say the Shema, you could say the bracha then. Right? No. What? Then they're not Yotzei Kriya Shema. Tefillin and Kriya Shema go hand in hand. If it's too early for Kriya Shema, it's too early to say the bracha on tefillin. You don't put on tefillin.
No, right. So you can daven for your Shabbat without tefillin, right? And is it proper then to take a pause, which is going on with the bracha, assuming
Well, and when
15 minutes now
you put on tefillin before you stop your Kriya Shema.
Right, so
With the bracha.
So that interruption is okay.
Definitely. What happens if you don't have tefillin? Somebody brings you tefillin. Before Shemona Esrei, you put them on without a bracha because you're not permitted to interrupt. And you say the bracha after you finish the Shemona Esrei. Person doesn't have, Talmud doesn't have tefillin. And they bring it to you right before you start Shemona Esrei. You put them on without a bracha, and after Shemona Esrei, you say a bracha on the Talmud and on the tefillin, on both. You're not permitted to interrupt. You're not permitted to say a bracha on that.
What value
What is more value? What happens if bracha is rabbinical? Tefillin is the Oraisa. Of course he Yotzei. Yotzei 100%. But if you're supposed to say a bracha, you're doing the wrong thing by not saying the bracha. That's a different shayla. Let's see. The question is tefillah b'tzibur versus davening shmones b'yichidus with tefillin. Which is better? That's a new question, right? If you daven with the minyan, you can be saying shmones without tefillin. You daven without the minyan, you can say Kriya Shema. You're going to say with tefillin. It's not simple. What you do, not simple.
I want to ask a question about the condition to get the. If one says it early in order to accomplish this, then if one was right that one observed the Magen Avraham, you can't wait till later that you're sure that you're tefillin to fulfill the.
So we mentioned.
Because you've already fulfilled it.
No. I understand that. 100%. We primarily rely on the Vilna Gaon. Just in case we rule like Magen Avram, you want to cover every base. So therefore, it's only made. Why must you wear tefillin when you say the Kriya Shema? Because you say Kshatum lo sayodecha. So therefore, the Gemara says it's like offering false testimony. Here you're saying Kshatum, you're not putting on tefillin. But that we're addressing the Magen Avram is not because that is the primary opinion. It's like just in case. So therefore, it would not be considered. Would it be better to put on tefillin and take them off? It would be better.
That's not my question. let us suppose...
I understand. Let's say you were Yotzei. Let's say you were Yotzei.
With the Magen Avraham.
Would Magen say, you're right, when you say Kriya Shema later, you ready? That's not the mitzvah of
That's not
Kriya
the
Shema.
mitzvah.
Correct.
You fulfill the mitzvah.
Correct. So that Kriya Shema is unrelated to
It's
tefillin.
unrelated to the
Correct.
tefillin. That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
That's how it is.
Some say, so what do we do with? Why take a chance?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm saying maybe you should put on tefillin when you say you smell Kriya Shema Magen Avraham. So I'm saying because we don't see it as the primary opinion, therefore it's okay even though you didn't wear tefillin during that Kriya Shema. Retroactively, factually, maybe that may be the halacha.
But assuming that one wants to cover that base,
It's true. It's
one
correct.
is then foregoing the opportunity
Foregoing.
to say with the tefillin.
Correct.
So there's a
And not only
downside,
that,
there's a downside.
even more than that, the Kriya Shema that you're saying before Shemona Esrei, you're supposed to say Kriya Shema before Shemona Esrei. The Kriya Shema is Kriya Shema, not as saying Psukim of the Torah. So you're foregoing that also. But it's not a problem. See, it's not a problem. Because reality-wise, when do you say the Magen Avraham Kriya Shema earlier? Because there's a chance, because you're not going to be able to, you don't have the minyan earlier, and later you're not going to have the Kriya Shema. Unless you say the Kriya Shema, right, you're not going to have it. Right? So you can have, according to Magen Avraham, later there is no Kriya Shema. So neither way. Right? It's like, that's what it is.
I mean, there's that odd side to it because
You don't have the minyan earlier, so what are you supposed to do? So what is the alternative? Either go to an early minyan, that you have everything at the earlier time, but you don't, let's say you don't have the early minyan. What are you supposed to do? You have no choice.
and on Shabbos you've got the same thing. You know, when you have a 9 o'clock minyan, it's not the tefillin. Now it's the juxtaposition.
See, Shabbos 9 o'clock most times only for you're not even going to be outside the Zman HaGro. It's going to be too
very small time.
right, very small time. So again, you have
Well, that I get it. When you're not going to be
Yotze whatsoever. Of course, you say it early.
So then you say, but when you
Same thing.
you say what you're doing is you're basically saying I'm fulfilling the Magen Avraham, and the primary opinion of the Vilna.
But again,
and the
but you
juxtaposition,
realize,
I'm
but
giving that up.
when you're saying you film the Magen Avraham conditionally, because later it's not Kriya Shema. It's not Kriya Shema either way. If you hold like the Magen Avraham, the later time when you say it, it's Psukim. It's not Kriya Shema.
Right.
So really, by saying conditionally, you're giving up nothing. Instead of giving up nothing, why are you saying the Magen Avraham earlier? Because later it's going to be too late for the Magen Avraham. Correct? So what are you giving up? You're giving up nothing. It's conditional. If I rule like the Magen Avraham, so when I'm davening late, it's too late. So what did I give up by saying it earlier?
That side I agree, but the other side.
No, the other side, if the Magen Avraham is not the primary opinion, if the Gaon is, then I don't want to be Yotze with the Magen Avraham.
Oh, you're saying you don't want.
You don't want to be Yotze with the Magen Avraham. That's the condition. That's what you have in mind. You don't want to be Yotze. So therefore, the Kriya Shema lady is the Kriya Shema.
You don't want to be Yotze because you don't have it.
Because you want to be Yotze, and you
don't have the additional aspect.
correct. You don't want to be Yotze with the Magen Avraham. That's what you have in mind.
It's a different Shema. One is with the Birchas.
You're supposed to say Kriya Shema before Shemona Esrei. I'm only saying it earlier because what I say later may not be. If we rule like the Magen Avraham, but if we rule like the Gra, I don't want to be Yotze with the Magen Avraham with the early Kriya Shema.
That's a different Shema. That's a Birchas Shlach Shema. That's
Psukim.
Yeah, it's Psukim.
Comes out, if you're not Yotze Magen Avraham, you said with Psukim earlier. It's like saying the Shema we say before Baruch Shema. Some people say the first paragraph of the Shema. Some don't.
But then the Shema is the Raisa, so it's you want to be
No. You're going to be covered. No, but you're going to be covered. You're going to be covered because again, if we rule like the Magen Avraham, I want to be Yotze now. And if we don't rule like the Magen Avraham, if you extend the time later, so I don't want to be Yotze now. I want to be Yotze later, so Kriya Shema should be juxtaposed to the Shemona Esrei.
If it's a subject of Raisa,
Not a subject of Raisa.
No?
It's not a subject of Raisa.
So you want to be covered with both?
So good, but by having the conditional, saying conditionally, you are covered. Either way, you're covered. Right? It's not one or the other.
So if you say that condition once, you have to repeat it every Shabbos, every...
No, but usually, you don't have to think about it.
I mean,
You're saying it always because, for that same reason. Just in case later may be too late, that's what I want to know. But if it's not too late, You see, by the we discussed this many times because this is David's area. Mitzvah Kavana, by Yechulu Friday night. We'll see later. Mishna Berura says you should have specifically in mind when you say Yechulu that you don't want to be Yotzei. Kiddush. No, in the Shmon Esrei. Because again, it's the Chasam Sofer. Because it's best to say it on the cup of wine. That's the best way to say it. So if you said it in the Shmona, you'll say the Doraisa, it's only rabbinical later, the Kiddush on the wine. But the way they legislated it, it should be said, the Doraisa should be said on the cup of wine. So what do you do? How do you reconcile? You have in mind, you don't want to be Yotzei in Shmona Esrei. But there it's not a condition. It's not a condition if, what, when. Right? You just don't want to be Yotzei.
And same has to hold for the second one.
Same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, but we say that, but you have to say that. And if you don't say it, that you're slowing the Shemona Esrei, you have to find someone else to say
that's
it.
all because Eidos, because it's testimony. Testimony is always two people, so that's why if you can't find somebody else, you say it by yourself. It's not the end of the world.
You actually have to have it in mind, but because it was instituted that way in the Shemona Esrei.
No. You have to have it in mind.
Because when
Everything is
the
Evid.
intended that you shouldn't have it.
Just know what Chasam Sofer says. You should have it in mind. It's always better to have it in mind. No. Hadaras knows when you did something wrong. Here it's something positive. No. Let's say a person was always careful to say Mogen Avram. Right? So you're accepting that's Hanhoga Tova. That's a positive behavior pattern. And let's say you want to stop. No, so that would undo that. Because that's Hanhoga Tova. Right? That not only do you want to make sure that you don't say even according to the Mogen Avram. And next year you say, something, it's too complicated for me. So when you do HaTorah and Dharma, you have that in mind. It undoes that. No, you don't have to do anything. No. You don't. No, not at all. If you continue again. You continue. I remember my Mashgiach one time during Elul and during a system Tshuva, he said usually Shmuz was always on Shabbos, but right before the week before Rosh Hashanah and during a system Tshuva, he had Shmuz during the week besides Shabbos. So remember, we just moved into the suburbs, and when he made the statement, it was like thunder and lightning. The building shook. So that shmuz, it was recorded. Shabbos, you can't record the shmuz. So it was called the lightning and thunder shmuz. That's what it was called, because you could hear the clap of thunder while he was saying this. And what he said then, which as you get older you realize is not really such a great accomplishment. I mean, it is special. He said, in the past 40 years, he never missed Kriya Shema according to the Mogen Avram. That was the statement he made. So people might take that back. First, he never revealed what he did on a personal level. But he wanted to bring out a certain point, and he said, in the past 40 years, I never missed Mogen Avram once. People they were taken aback. But, as you get older and you realize, you assume a certain type of behavior pattern. So it's already, you're conditioned. You always do it. You don't miss it.
There's fire and brimstone.
Yep.
So.
Okay, let's